but it is what it is. So, yeah, I'm going to be speaking about identities, self concepts, your energetic response, also your 3D physical reality response. As soon as we go live, amazing. We are live. Hello, YouTube. Any comments? Let me know. Any questions? I will mute it so I can read. Same thing as Instagram. Okay, are we ready? I am actually going to speak to this camera, but I'm going to keep checking if there are any questions as I go along. Hello. Oh, hello to everyone joining on YouTube. How are we going? Okay, let's speak about it. Identity, self-concept. I am going to start with what I said. I just made a TikTok. It was like a 60-second TikTok, and I'm going to expand on it. You're energetic. I feel like I need to close the door. Give me 2 seconds. I swear this apartment is so quiet. And then the moment I go to record here, it's so loud. Okay. Your energetic response right now is dictating your current reality and the things that you are manifesting or your lack of manifestation. Let me talk about it. Every time that you respond in the way that you've always responded, you are creating, you are sending out a vibration, you are sending out a frequency, which means that you are creating exactly what you have always created if you keep having the same energetic and 3D physical reality, which I'm going to give examples, responses as you always done. What a lot of people do. So I have 3 phases that I teach all of my clients. It's the mastery phase, woman mastery, subconscious reprogramming, identity shifting, nervous system regulation, regulating to a different capacity. Any questions as I go, let me know. And all of these flow into each other. But what I have noticed over the past couple of years is a lot of people will actually just do the work on reprogramming their subconscious mind, which is so important. This is why it's one of my 3 pillars. Now there's a big movement around regulating our nervous system, getting in touch with feeling peace in our heart space, which I think is so beautiful and so needed. But what is often skipped is actually how do we solidify, how do we step into the identity to bring that all together? You can listen to a different podcast episode every single day. That's around mindset, limiting beliefs, regulation, being your higher self, manifesting. You can sign up to the classes. You can have a mentor. You can read all of the books. You can save all of the TikToks. I know I've definitely been there where I've like saved the different TikToks and reels that talk about manifestation, about creating my reality. And you can still feel like you're in this place where things aren't moving, things aren't shifting, but you feel like you're doing the work. Your identity, okay, let me backpedal. The version of yourself, your higher self that you are envisioning, number one, you need to take that version of you down off the pedestal, because if we put something up on the pedestal, it's in the fantasy land, we haven't neutralized, we think it's so out of reach, we start to create this disconnect within where we currently are and what we're trying to bring into reality, and it feels more further away. That current identity, what does he or she do? What does she dress like? What does she act? What are her responses? Now, to tie this back into what I was saying at the start of this video, is if your responses are only in alignment with who you've always been, that's the results you're always going to get. What are your current, now, okay, back and forth a little bit. Your higher self, how would she respond to getting a bill? How would he or she, whatever, I'm just going to say she because that's my niche. How would she be dressing or composing herself? How would she be in social situations? How would she be networking? How would she be operating in her business or in her career when she speaks to the other employees, when she speaks to her boss, when she does the day-to-day things in her business? And I want you to get really, really specific. And you may have an idea in your head, but I want you to go away and write it down. This is like the first step. It's a real practical step that I want you to get super tangible and super specific of what that would look like. Don't just have, and I found sometimes we can have this vision in our head, like this airy fairy vision of, maybe we're wearing really nice clothes and we're just like so abundant and like happy. No, like, what does that actually mean? Get super specific. And then once you've gotten specific, ask yourself, where is the disconnect between how you are currently energetically and physically reacting and responding in your life versus that higher self, that person that you want to become. the biggest shift, the biggest quantum leap, I would say, of really starting to fast track my desired reality was when I took my highest self, what I perceived as my highest self, my best self off the pedestal and started to merge that higher self with my current self. There is a framework I go through with all of my clients. It's my framework, my concept I've created. It's called the upside down Y analogy. And basically, what it is, as it suggests, it's an upside down Y for Instagram, upside down Y. This section is your old identity. This is your new identity. In this section, the upside down Y part, this is your in between. Most women who do this work are forever stuck in the cycle of the in between. So the in between is exactly what it sounds like. You are you've got some elements of your old identity, but you've got some elements of your new identity, but they've merged into one and you're stuck in this cycle. And so you may feel a lot of the time that you are moving forward and you're creating a brand new you and you're doing brand new things, but then you may be 3 months in and you still have the same self-sabotaging pattern or response, or you feel that it's still such a hard grind, or you're reverting back to old patterns and behaviors. This is a clear indication that you are still stuck in this in-between identity. In the work and this framework that I share with my client, like I literally just gave you a framework that I share with my clients, but the work is actually understanding how to fully shift into the new identity, bring it, like let go what doesn't serve me and bring everything I want to and solidify that with our subconscious reprogramming, with our nervous system regulation. See how my 3 pillars, they all fall into one another and they're absolutely needed. But the biggest quantum leap that I create, this is where I was going with this, that I created, that I had in my life over the past couple of years, was being able to see who I was, who I'd put on a pedestal, bring her down, and then start to merge the two and really just let go of any parts of my old identity that were not serving me, that were keeping me in the exact same parts of your identity. And this is why the regulation and the reprogramming, subconscious reprogramming, are so important. Part of that are your belief systems, your everyday habits, what you say to yourself when you look in the mirror, how you dress, how you do your hair, how you are acting when people are around you, the types of things you're investing your time and energy to. If you're someone, you're like my higher self, she works out 4 times a week and she eats Monday to Friday she eats really, really well, and then on the weekend she's going out with friends. And right now you eat shit, you order Uber Eats every single day, and you don't even have a gym membership, you don't even like go for a walk, you don't see how big the gap is. It's like waiting for this moment to happen and you're going to be okay. You can't. Like creating your dream reality, actually becoming the leader of your life, means that you need to take the action, the messy inspired action, solidify that. And it's going and like being able to, from that, have the feeling, like tap into the feeling. How do I want to be? A lot of people, sorry, I said it wrong. A lot of people, what I was meant to say, think that they get the thing and then they're going to feel happy and they're going to feel good. You need to actually create the momentum by tapping into the feeling. And so, how do we tap into that feeling? If you're watching this and you're like, okay, but my bank account doesn't show this, or I don't have the friends or relationships I want, or my business isn't taking off, like I'm feeling sad, I'm feeling frustrated, I'm feeling overwhelmed. I hear you. I see you. I've been there time and time again. I would probably be there again. Just because I know this work doesn't mean that I ever avoid having a human experience. But what I will say to that is, so what are you doing about shifting your feeling and shifting your emotional responses? Because again, if we go back to the example I gave of your higher self, maybe is eating really well, going to the gym 4 times a week, blah, 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 blah. But right now, you don't go to the gym, you order from Uber Eats, you eat like shit, and you're doing all the opposite things, of course you are going to feel like crap. Of course you are going to feel like your dreams and your desires and your higher self is so far away. You need to start making the shifts. It doesn't mean a lot of people come back and they say, well, I need to spend the money that I don't have. Like I need to get this. I need to, and if we use this example, you don't even need to buy a gym membership. Go out and start walking. Go get those endorphins going. Okay, you are ordering Uber Eats, feeling like shit. Spend that money on grocery store or going to the farmer markets or changing at least one meal, starting that 1%. Something I say is taking messy inspired action, the 1% every single day. a lot of people, high achievers, like I work with high achieving women, and they often want to go from here to here and take this big fuck off leap. Stop aiming to take these big leaps. Those quantum leaps, they will happen, but you need to start from here, and then you need to go here and here and here and here. And then you've seen this progress, and then all of that builds up, and then you take this leap. This is what I've seen over and over again. It's like a culmination of all the small 1%, and then all of a sudden you've fast tracked it, you take this big leap, and then it's a new level, new devil. And once you start to understand this, you can start to utilize the information that I'm giving you now. So if you were stuck in this place where you feel like you're on autopilot, or maybe you feel like you're doing the most, right? You're watching this because you're a high achiever, you feel like you're doing the most, but you're not getting the results that you desire. It is because your emotional response is exactly in alignment with who you don't want to be anymore. And you need to get it in alignment with who you do want to be. You need to get it in alignment with who you desire to become, who you desire to actually step into and be. That is the absolute key there. And there are going to be some of you that take action and listen to this and are like, yes, okay, I'm going to start doing the things that are going to initiate that feeling that my higher self, like if you envision your higher self like wearing designer clothes, I'm not saying go get a credit card and go get the designer clothes, but what can you do if you're just like throwing on an oversized t-shirt and like not doing your hair and makeup, and you think like when I'm my higher self, I'll wear designer clothes, I'll do my hair, I'll do my makeup every day. Start doing the things you can. I'm sick to death of seeing women make excuses and justify why they can't do the things that they know are going to catapult them into change. I'm sick of seeing it. I've seen so much over the past couple of years, so much victim mentality. And I'm not talking about like, I know there's going to be someone that comments on this or comes back at this, like, blah, 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 privilege. No, I'm not. I'm speaking about the women that I coach that are in positions in their career, that are in the positions in their business, in their lifestyle, their relationships, where they absolutely, there's no excuse not to make a change. You think you have a lack of time or energy or money or skill or resource. You don't. You need to create it. You need to make it happen. And if you don't want to make it happen, number one, you don't want it bad enough, which means number two, it's not a value of yours. The amount of conversations I have around values when it comes to high achieving women blows their mind, because I think they really, really want X thing, but it's they're operating in a different way. You don't value X thing. We value the things that we are void of and the things we're really working towards. So that's like another conversation when it comes to identity. I speak about this, I talk about this, I teach this all in my mastermind, the Wool Mastery Mastermind. I will be teaching parts of this when it comes to money mindset in my money group coaching program, Match for Money. All of the details, show notes on my Instagram, link in bio. But these are my pillars. These are the things. This is why I see my clients get such great results. This is why I've had great results in my personal and professional life as well. Because when you put these things together and you actually do the work that is moving the needle, there is so much fluffy shit out there this day and age. There is so much like think positive or like, do this. Someone quite literally commented on a thread I made the other day and was like, yeah, but Abraham Hicks says you don't need to do anything. You just need to tap into a feeling. So what? You just sit here and you feel good, and then all of a sudden you open your eyes and you've got $1 million of cash laying in front of you, or you've magically appeared the key to the mansion that you want. No. I love Abraham Hicks teachings. I listen to the audiobooks often, but what I do need you to understand, messy inspired action in alignment with who you want to be, not in alignment with who you currently are. If you are operating in your business in this lack mentality, or like things are hard, or like no one buys, or everyone's better than me, and you're operating and you're creating content and you're putting out offers in that vibration, in that identity, that's not your higher self. If you were going to work every single day and it's like, no one, I don't get a promotion, I'll never get a bonus, like my boss hates me, yet you want to be this person who gets promoted tenfold, who gets a bonus every quarter, who gets pulled into meetings to say, hey, we're raising your salary. Why are you acting like that then? Why are you and it is a choice. I speak like this because I know the potential of so many high achieving women out there that if they just allowed themselves to choose differently and to choose in alignment with who they actually want to be, I've had conversations with women that may watch this that are over on my Instagram over the past 5 years. Like I've had this business that are in the exact same spot. They're in the, and I have a conversation every single year. Maybe I'll come into your container, or maybe I'll do this, or maybe I'll do. They're in the same spot. Do you know why they're in the same spot? Yes, the three pillars aside of what I teach and what I mentor on, but they aren't making a choice. And what I really wanted to bring into this conversation about identity is you have a choice in your identity. You have a choice in who you get to be. You have a choice in the gratitude you feel or the lack of gratitude. You have a choice in what you do every single day. If you tried something, get the feedback, get the data from it. Everything's a data point. Everything's a learning feedback. My clients will go for so many things. I had this conversation with my one-on-ones yesterday. Go, 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 go. Fail fast and fail cheap. But you can only do that quickly. Most people, they don't allow themselves to fail at all. I've always said failure equals feedback. It is the best thing. I love my successes. I love my wins. They don't teach me a whole lot. What they teach me is, okay, that worked. How can we amplify that? How can we do that a bit better? How can we tweak that messaging in the business, or how can we do that differently in your personal life? Like, great, a little bit of feedback, but my failures have taught me, and my clients have said the exact same thing. My failures have taught me so much more. And so if you aren't willing to put yourself in a position to actually do the things in alignment with your higher self step by step, like I said, if your higher self is wearing the designer clothing and the makeup and hair is nice every single day and blah, 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 don't go get a credit card loan and go buy designer clothes. No. Okay, how can you make yourself look nice with the clothes you have? How can you put on some makeup? How can you do your hair to start tapping into that feeling? Like, how do you expect to actually get to be that person if you're not practicing? Right? If you're not practicing to be that person, if you're not stretching your capacity, this is where I do a lot of the work around regulation and nervous system. Yes, feeling peace and breathing into it, but also how can you stretch your capacity to be more and receive more and to be someone differently? That is the aim of the game, is like stretch, stretch, stretch. Okay, it feels normal now. New level, new devil. So, like I said, this is something that I bring into all my containers, most specifically my mastermind, Will Mastery Mastermind. It's all about elevating your success and fulfillment in your career, your relationships, your money, your wealth. And it's about you elevating your life, designing your life, becoming the leader of your life. This is what this mastermind is all about. Applications are open. Show notes below, link in bio. I also have open my 4-week group coaching program, Match for Money. As it suggests, it's all about money mindset. We blend the energetics and the practicality to give you a strategy that's personalized. It is for the women that are making money but want more opportunities, want more abundance, want to feel safe in their nervous system when they spend money, want to be able to look at their bank account and not freak out because of bills come out unexpectedly, wanting to be able to take your besties out for a lunch and pay for it and feeling absolute peace. That's who this program is for. So there are 2 options for you to come into to learn more about this, to learn the energetics and the practicality. There is always a blend in all of my teachings because you need both. You need both. And when we solidify that in my pillars of subconscious reprogramming, identity shifting, and nervous system regulation, that's when things come together. I've seen my clients manifest $35,000 in 3 days, manifest a $52,000 salary increase. Yes, 52K on top. Manifested the love of their life, getting engaged, bringing that in, buying a house, buying an investment property, being able to feel confident in themselves. These things are great that I talk about, the really like tangible things, but building self-trust, trusting, saying no to commitments, saying yes to opportunities and not having that fear hold them back, being able to stand rooted in who they really are and who they want to be. These are the things that I see when you bring and blend all of this together. So any questions about those, absolutely come and slide into my DMs, come and speak to me, or all of the details are in the show notes below in the link in bio. But I'm going to leave this now. I'm going to end the YouTube first. Goodbye, my loves. And all of you over here on YouTube, if you love this, definitely go and subscribe to my channel. I put all of my podcasts